Welcome, friends. Today, we're doing another perfume review. Scandalous. And as right, my friends, once again, I have returned to you with another perfume review. And the perfume we are reviewing today is Teatro Alla Scala by Krizia. Okay, so this perfume review will, of course, follow my tried and trusty technique of telling you the notes, telling you which notes I get, and then just discussing the fragrance. So, this perfume is from 1985, and as such, it has a 1985 amount of notes in it. The notes are bergamot, fruity notes, don't like that, what fruits, coriander and aldehydes. Mid notes are jasmine, tuberose, rose, ylang ylang, iris, geranium, carnation and beeswax. And the base notes are vetiver, benzoin, oak moss, incense, civet, patchouli. And the notes I get are beeswax, rose, civet, oak moss. Okay, so this is a vintage fragrance, a very vintage fragrance, and it smells vintage, and it's quite lauded these days, actually. It smells fantastic. It is like a time capsule. It's 40 years old this year, and it smells like 40 years ago. It is incredibly dated. Now, I mean that in both a good and bad way. Very difficult to wear this kind of fragrance if you aren't into this kind of fragrance. And I've really struggled with the likes of this and Opium and those 80s feminine, bombastic, bombshell perfumes. This is the eau de toilette, right? This is the eau de toilette. There are eau de parfum, I think. Maybe it's a pure perfume as well. Starts off with this kind of aldehydic, familiar, soapy, shiny kind of vibe. But that is to lure you into a false sense, a disorientation of what is to come. It starts to become very almost narcotically sweet with the fruit, a little bit of spice, a tiny little bit of spice and incense too. But then what really happens is, what is really up with the fragrance is this huge, rich, round, floral, honeyed, almost syrupy, gelatinous kind of thing, like the texture of Turkish delight, that kind of syrup frozen, not cold smelling, very warm from the civet, which is a little bit filthy. It's balanced perfectly, the civet, to the rest of the fragrance. By this time, this kind of fragrance had become very well known. It was kind of like the Aventus of 10 years ago, where everybody had one. All the designers had a civet, oak moss, sweet, honeyed, resinous fragrance, The mid is very narcotic. An overdose of richness. Not sweetness as in like what we get nowadays, where it's like raw sugar syrup type of thing. It's sweet carnation, it's sweet rose, iris, the fruity aspect of it. Like if you had more than one piece of this fruit, you would throw up. It's very, very dense. And then that is balanced, because this is a very well balanced fragrance. It is balanced by this dry incense and civet. The civet gives it this warmth, this kind of animalic sort of realness, like it brings you back to reality for what it is. And then once that sweetness has kind of faded, after hours, by the way, a very long time, it performs extremely well. After that happens, you are left with this slightly sweet ember and an oak moss, civet, benzoin remnant. It's fantastic. It smells fabulous at the end. It's very hard to get through that beeswax, rose, dried fruit kind of maelstrom that goes on in the middle. It's a very, very good fragrance. If you're into the heavy old feminines from the 80s, you'll really, really enjoy this. It's extremely well made, very hard to get, certainly for a good price. But I had to sell mine. This is not something I can wear, and I'm really struggling with this type of fragrance too. So that's it, friends. I hope you have enjoyed this review, and I will see you all again soon.